Welcome everyone back to the brickitect studio. Today we have a great video to share with you. One that I've been looking forward to making ever since this weekend when I finished this epic set that I've been working on for about a week or two. Today's the day, my friends, that we reveal our true thoughts on the LEGO 1989 Batmobile and the Batmobile that Clarkman built, which is the promo that came with it. Where do we begin, Clarkman?
With mine.
Okay, we're going to start with Clarkman's Batmobile, which this is set number 40433, 1989 Batmobile, limited edition, 366 pieces. And this came as a free promo if you bought this set. And I thought this was perfect because I built this, and Clarky had a little something to build as well. And he did just that. He built this all by himself. Comes with this beautiful little plate out here, which this one is very similar. In fact, everything that you see between these, this is just like the scaled down version of. So I'll let Clarkman do the review on this if you want to show it off. It actually comes on a plate that spins around. So if you want to see it spin, it's perfect for reviews. And it can also come off there as well, and you can drive it around.
And there's a secret thing you can do. You can open this up with a hinge, and I put Batman inside there, so you can see Batman, and you can close it back up to keep him secretive.
To be clear, this Batman did not come with this set. Clarkman just put him in there, and I thought it worked really well. Here's a look at the model, and just like the big one, which we'll be talking about here in a second, this thing, all the angles on it work really well. The one thing I don't like that much are these little barrels that are on the side, because they look just like barrels, and that shouldn't necessarily be like that. When you're talking about smaller scale, you can't quite do this, but they did a nice job of replicating it. While we're on the topic of things that I don't love, this right here I'm not a big fan of. You will see how that can be really well implemented in that one, but this one not so much. But this does have a really cool feature. You want to show that to him, Clarkman?
So the fire spins in the back.
That's really cool. So I like the way that looks. That's neat. And the wings in the back, these are actual like wings that they would use in sets, so they look super detailed and nice. And overall, the set looks pretty good.
I loved the build of it.
Did you think it was a proper Batmobile?
Yeah, it felt really good. I loved building the front of it and the lights and stuff.
Oh, the lights?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, it does have the lights down here. It's actually the second Batmobile that Clarkman built. He built the other one that came out the same year this one did that was pretty similar to this, but in my opinion, this one just has way more style to it, and maybe it's the nostalgia kicking in, but I think it's pretty sweet. And again, just a little drawbacks here didn't necessarily hold it back for me from it being a cool set. It's just the size and what you can do with that scale. Clarky's putting it back on the stand, and there you go, a beautiful display piece that would look great on anyone's shelf. But speaking of looking great on shelves, if you have one that's big enough, this thing right here, we've got LEGO Batman set 76139 1989 Batmobile. This one is 3,306 pieces compared to the 366 pieces that this one is, so it's roughly 10 times the size. And it's 10 times as awesome in my opinion. This right here, and I haven't cleaned this up at all. I wanted to show you what this looks like when you're done building it. This has fingerprints and stuff all over it because this is just what's going to happen. You go from fingerprints, which I'll wipe off nicely. I just wanted to show the real deal. And then you're just going to go to dust. This thing's going to be absolutely brutal for trying to keep clean. And someone recommended to me that I could get a case for it, and they actually sent me a link. I think it's called Wicked Bricks or something like that. There's a case for this, but it's over $100 for the case. So I was like, well, you know, $100 to protect a $250 set seems like a lot. So I'll probably just end up dusting it or not. I haven't really dusted anything up here. Luckily, you're not close enough to find out. But this set, oh my gosh, the angles on it, everything about this, just, it's awesome. I have, again, so much nostalgia for the 1989 Batman movie, and also Batman Returns, probably even more so. I remember that movie from my childhood, and I loved it so much. And this just, it just takes me back. This one, just like Clarkman, has a sticker on the front here that shows what it is. These are both stickers, so if that's something that triggers you, I wouldn't let it, because there's not that many stickers in this. One of the stickers that triggers me, though, since this is my honest review, and I want to tell you some of the things that I don't like about this sticker right here, which happens to be on both sides, it just really stands out and doesn't look good. And I think if I could go back, and I may just take that off. I think it would look better if it wasn't there, but that is accurate to the movie, and it certainly looks better on the box than it does in real life. There's also a sticker here as well, which that's not a problem. And there's stickers in the cockpit. This is a good segue to another issue that I have with this. Oh man, it's not that bad, honestly, but it seems bad. This piece right here. In this, I don't know if it's just my lighting or what it is, but you look at that, and if there's one piece on this set that looks like it's not right, it's this one right here, and it's that piece that they use. I'm going to switch this out. I'm going to put other flat tiles in there that look like this, just so it matches up, because if you look at that, it looks gray to me. It doesn't match, and it stands out like crazy. It could just be the angle, but even if you come down here, I'm sure you guys see it. Do you see it, Clarkman? Can you tell that piece is off?
Yeah.
Certainly can, but the cockpit does slide open. Super detailed inside here. This is where most of the stickers are of the set. And it's going to be really hard to show you anything in there, but you have a working steering wheel that actually turns the wheels. I was able to do a lot easier when this wasn't all put together because I can barely get my hand in there, but as you can see, I'm turning the wheel and it works really well. You got the Batman hubcaps on there, which are great. And this is, it's super detailed for something that you're probably never really going to see, but that's pretty cool how that slides open and shut. And I'm going to spin this around so you can see the other angles of it, because I think the back end of it, it's just amazing. We are going to have to slide it this way though a little bit because we're running into the box, which, speaking of the box, I'm glad I'm not into box lives anymore because this thing got really smashed up on its way to me from Arizona from a fan. But I did pay for it. Paid for this and I paid for the shipping, and it was a little expensive to get this here, but I'm happy to have it right now. Anyways, here is the back of the Batmobile. My favorite thing about this are these window covers that are on the back. It reminds me of the 80s so much, like old Camaros and, of course, the Batmobile, obviously. But you got the taillights here, you've got exhaust. You've got this, which unfortunately doesn't shoot flames, but it does something even better than that. You guys got to get prepared for this, because if you turn this, and you're just going to take my word for it because I want to show you the front end. You turn that and boom, that pops off and you got some machine guns in there, which is what these are. They're already up on that. But I love the way that is, and you just turn that for it to go up and down. I think that's such a cool little addition they put on there that wasn't even really necessary, but gives it so much more character and detail.
Yeah.
Thank you, helpful assistant.
You're welcome.
You're the man.
I can put it back on any piece on your Batmobile, even the cockpit.
You're the best. Okay, so let's go back around. You guys saw the back of this. I love the wings, and that's something I'll say about this set is that every element on this thing just works so well. I really have to hand it to the designers here. I know there are some studs showing here, and I know some of you guys don't like that, but the way that the curve goes in on the side and comes back out, and the way this looks is just so amazing. Like, it's just spot on. And I'm just in love with this set. I can't get over how amazing this is. Of course, this side, and I'm killing the minifigs, which we'll be talking about here in a second. I just think this set's incredible. And the crazy thing is, you guys know I have like a top 5 or 10 Lego sets or whatever you want to call it. This moved into the top 5. The NES, I think, is still number 1. Ninjago City, which is right there, is still number 2. Voltron was number 3, but I think the Batmobile may be right up there with Voltron. It's a really tough one. I don't know. It's that good though, guys. And I love so much about this.
Very good.
You think so? Do you think this is a cool set?
Yeah, I like it because I think it would be good for like a good race with a transformer.
A race? I mean, it does roll. You can take it off the stand here. In fact, we can do that right now. How about I help?
Yeah.
It's a heavy set. Okay,
Yes.
go ahead and pull that out. It's heavier than the Porsche is, which is a big set within itself. And now we're on the ground, so you can see that this rolls. It's got massive tires in the back. Let me flip it over so you guys can see the bottom. Something just fell off. But there's the massive tire that's on there. And this, as I was building this, the first bag or two was just like all Technic, and it just kept going and going and going and going. And it was getting crazy. What'd I knock off? Oh, that friggin' thing. The one thing I will say about this is if you kind of mess around with this, these things tend to fall off the sides a good bit. The ones that are barrels on Clark's build. But it looks good, and Clark loves the function of it. The front end, incredible. I don't know what else I can say about this other than this is a must-buy. This set's $250. You got to have this in your collection. Whether you like Batman or not, if you like Lego vehicles, which I have to say that I do. Here's my Lego vehicle collection up here. And that. And I have the Bugatti in the backlog. We've got that. I think this is better than all those, to be honest with you. And I'm just so happy to have this in my collection. We're going to roll that out of the way for right now so I can show you the minifigs, which for me, this is just an afterthought. I know some people go crazy on these things, and it's like the make or break on these sets is whether you have the minifig or not. These guys, to me, are just icing on the cake. I don't really plan to have these displayed with the vehicle, but I guess I might as well. It is what it is. We got a Joker, we've got Batman, we got Vicky Vale. The one thing about Batman, it's probably the coolest thing, is that his cowl or cape is a little bit different than the ones we're used to. Can you pull yours out of your car, Clarkman? I'll do a comparison here for these guys. I'm trying to do this one-handed, but here is Batman flying across there, and we'll stand him up. You guys can see what the back of that one looks like, which is like, yeah, it's kind of janky. Look at that. So much better looking, but the bad thing about these is that this one doesn't sit down. He's permanently standing because of the cape. So you take the good with the bad. This is also cool the way this comes off. Can you pull that off there for me, Clarkman, so we can see what that looks like? There you go. So that Batman kind of looks like that. And then this is what this piece looks like. And I think that's really cool. I just wish the cape was maybe more flexible, but it looks great on display, which is its true purpose. I don't think many people are actually playing with these minifigs whatsoever, but if you're feeling feisty and you want to put them inside here, you certainly can. It's just going to look ridiculous because of how tiny he is and the fact that he can't even really sit in there. But you can put him in there and try not to look at that piece on top. But yeah, there you go. That is the Batmobile top 5 Lego sets. I would say if I'm trying to give my honest opinion of this, it's incredible. So there you go, guys. That is my honest opinion and review, if you want to call it that, of the 1989 Batmobile and the promo that came with it. I know I'm a year late to the game, but it doesn't take anything away from this set being amazing. And if you have a chance to get it, like I said, it's a must-buy top 5 Lego set for me. And it's going to be tough to unseat that from the top 5. But I'm excited to see what Lego is coming out in the future. And we plan to bring you guys along with us anytime we get a new set. We're sharing that Lego collecting journey every day. And we have plenty more to come. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next
video.